The purpose of this research is to gather the stories and the experiences of women Coady graduates who are working in their communities in regards to helping to create peace in their communities. Like, women's stories aren't necessarily out there, or it's hard to find, and women don't always get opportunities to tell their stories.
I have one last question for you. So if you think about the work that you've done and the journey that you have been on to get to where you are now, what advice do you have for young women and girls who want to get involved?
My advice is that you have to be brave enough, because the movement is to the opposite side of the peace building. You have to trust in yourself a lot, because there are going to be a lot of voices around you telling you that you're wrong or that you cannot do it.
I would say that a lot of people, like, the journey is not easy, and a lot of people through the journey would feel that you're not good enough. But the answer is not to listen to any of these voices, to surround yourself with like strong role models. It's not an easy journey. So there'll be people who would try to put a person down, but like the solution to those people is just to prove to them over time that they were wrong.
My first advice to young women and girls who would like to get involved in this is be kind to yourself. The first thing, be kind to yourself, and understand that there is no one way and there is no easy way to work towards transforming conflict and peace building, and to remove the idealistic sort of this flowery view of what advocacy is, and understand that it's hard work, it's sacrifice, even sometimes at the sacrifice of your own reputation and character, but it's also extremely rewarding, because when you begin to see change occurring, it stirs you to realize that all your work, all your sacrifices was not in vain.
So I always say about standing out, speaking out, and taking action. You will not have justice if you keep silent. So, thinking about the youth that I work with, like there are like a lot of them are women, and I always keep reminding them that even as young as they are, they can do something. So I think like if they're given the opportunities, these young people, to work on piece that talks about them having know their rights and having other people respect and protect and acknowledge that they exist. At the same time, having this youth empowered, and I hope to tell them to be proud of who they are.
I will advise that they concentrate, and then in their education, they should learn to be disciplined and don't fight among themselves. They should see each other as brothers and sisters, but they should try to avoid conflict. No matter what, they should avoid conflict.
The youth is not only like the hope for the future, but they can do something now. And I hope that I can be able to do something to either help empower them, to bridge and open opportunities for them, to help raise them as champions of their own culture.
The second thing is to understand the power of collaboration and inclusion, and understand how to listen to people's voices, respect their voices, and acknowledge where you may have made uninformed decision which could and have affected somebody, whether it's a colleague or a family member or so forth. So the power of inclusion and collaboration. And the third thing that I've learned and that I would share with anyone is the power of education, because education in and of itself is a powerful tool for change.
Yeah, keep learning always.
One of the things I want to tell them, please get a college degree. It's very important. And get a job. It's sort of independent. It's something that helps them, especially in the community where we live here. Education on its own gives its own exposure, leverage it takes you to. So I can't tell you go get this degree, you know what you want. They need to get a degree and they need to know to how to go for what they want. Don't let anybody break you. Gather your experience and move on to the next level.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Sometimes the young girls they don't take action because they think that it's not their time. If you know that the things that you are doing worth it, are important, and you believe in that, don't be afraid about that. That sometimes you think that it will be so that it will be so big, right, that it will become out of crushing you, you know. And yeah, you need to be really secure about yourself. Yeah, about the things you do, you know,
Like to be sure or confident?
yeah,
Okay.
to be confident about, yeah, in the things you in your beliefs.
Ultimately, be patient with the process and align yourself with fellow women and fellow individuals and organizations who have a similar vision to you, have similar missions, so that you have a support base. You have someone who can also hold you accountable and write. Even when you don't feel like writing, write.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you take a moment and you go back and you read what you wrote, you would realize how much power there is, not just in the writing, but in your own self.
Sometimes some women don't understand the potential they have. Even conflicts, no matter how serious, no matter how hard the conflicts are, when a woman comes in between, there is always a solution, because the woman listens from the heart.
And finally, more important for me in peace building is that you have to be really open-minded, open heart, to truly connect with other people. Otherwise, if you're always keeping something for you, you're always going to be living from the fear. And the fear is the opposite of the peace.